One.
This is the QB Huddle Podcast, AFC East Breakdown Edition, with your host, Tim Smith and Brandon Newey.
Yo! Welcome in to the QB Huddle Podcast. It is Tuesday morning, almost afternoon, some afternoon for some, but it is AFC East Tuesday. Super excited because there is a team in there that I like. But before we get to it, Brandon's already on some BS in pre-production today, so we'll get to that. Hey, yesterday we had a golf outing. We got to play golf yesterday in a scramble for Richland Hills High School, where Heather Spivey, our coworker, her son is the kicker for that team, and he is a D1, right? Headed to a D1 program kicker. He's been flown all over the place, going to different schools and whatnot. But we got to go out there, and we dominated yesterday. You, me, Sean Edwards, and Brian Patar. How do you say Brian's?
Partain, BP.
Partain. I don't want to mess up his last name. BP. We went out there and shot a 15 under and somehow came in second place. We had a great time. And you, Brandon, I know you want to talk about it. You had the drive of the day. Yes, you do. You had the drive of the day. I think I had the putt of the day. So with the 20, it was like a 20-25 putt birdie on a par 3.
You made that alone too, by the way.
Yes, I was 4 for 4. My highlight, 4 for 4 on par 3s. I hit the green all 4 times. It was outstanding. That never happened, so I'll take it. But you hit a 375-yard drive, setting us up on for an easy birdie. I don't know where that came from. It was pretty too. It like went over. So this was a dog leg right. I drove right down the middle of the fairway like I'm supposed to. That's usually how it works, right? Hey, Tim, get in the fairway. And then we have the 3 muscle guys come up and get their 300-yard drives. And Brandon decided to cut. Only you guys get. All 3 of you tried to do it, by the way. You and Sean were both successful, but yours was farther and in a better position. You cut the dog leg, went over a forest of trees, like indoor forest, right? You went over these things and ended up. It was like Bryson DeChambeau. It was.
It was a crazy drive.
It was amazing. You did not swing out of your shoes either. I want to be clear on that. This was not an over swing type situation, and there wasn't a lot of wind. I made a joke earlier that there was like a 50-mile-an-hour gust of wind as you swung. That's not true. Yeah. There was a little breezy yesterday. But, man, how'd you feel after? I tell you, I felt great. I had one of the most fun times on a golf course I had in a while.
Yeah, dude, you should definitely take a 3 months hiatus and then come back because you play a lot better. You were in a really good headspace. It looked good. Everybody was playing well. I was just thrilled about some of the low trajectory wedge shots I was putting together. I mean, those things were spinning. After that 300-plus yard drive, I stick it about 2 feet from the hole. Crazy. No hitting on that.
Yep. But did the hole by yourself.
The one thing I really liked, the little mini driver came to work yesterday. I was excited about that. If the people don't know, I am a tinker, is what you call. I'm a tinker golfer. So
is that a word?
I swap in and out of clubs, man. I've probably gone through 15 different types of clubs and sets, and I'm very happy about this one. I took a lot of time to build it. It's been a lot of thought into this, and we showed up and showed out. We weren't pansies. It was no weak links. Everybody was doing their job. It was probably one of the funnest scrambles I've been a part of because it's just like everybody was helping each other out. It didn't seem stressful, and I'll be the first to say I'm one of the worst scramble players you will ever play with. Don't know why, but as an individual, when it comes to team match, like I can play it. But I was actually happy that I contributed. yesterday in a good way. We're like, damn, well, somebody else has got to do it. Everybody stepped up. So it just so happens shooting a 55 still doesn't get you first place in a scramble event. Yeah, I wish we could have had a playoff hole. I really do.
It's a little crazy, but kudos to the winners. I don't know them. I'm not a part of that community. You don't know them, but it was a great time. Speaking of Sean Edwards, kudos and shout out to him. He is putting together our store. So by next week, we'll have a live link where you can go out and you can order QB Huddle merchandise, coasters, cups, hats, T-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever you like. And he has a whole store of other things that you can order. He's engraving things now. So be on the lookout for that link coming up soon. But let's get into this. We've got the AFC East to talk about. Of course, we had the Super Bowl contender come out of the AFC East a year ago somehow, some way. Still not quite sure how that happened. Maybe the worst AFC team to ever play in a Super Bowl, considering they had like no defiance throughout the season, right? And it was kind of a down year for some of the other teams. So I don't know. They looked pretty pedestrian in the Super Bowl, did they not? They looked pretty terrible.
Tucked their tail and walked away, and we ain't heard from them since the confrontation.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
that sounds oddly familiar. Okay, let's. Shots fired. Okay, let's move on. We're going to talk about the Bills first. I'd like to talk about the Bills last, but then this will be a Bills show, so we're going to talk about the Bills first so we can get moving on. The division does feel kind of split right now between the Bills and New England. You don't see Miami obviously fell off the map. The Jets haven't been on the map for a while. But there's the Bills, 12-5 a year ago. 481 yards, fourth in the NFL. They had a great run game a year ago. The defense terrible. The defense was terrible last year. They know that. They've done some things to fix it. I look at the Bills with a new head coach, with Brady being promoted and Josh Allen feeling very comfortable. They made some moves with new players in the offseason. I see the Bills as contenders as always. Where do you see the Buffalo Bills this year?
I definitely think they're still in contention because this is probably one of the weaker divisions in the NFL. It's really only been two teams for the past 20 years to do anything in this division, being the Bills and the Patriots. But I will say with the Bills, their window's closing. You're closing in because I say that because Joff is going into his 9th year in the NFL. Is it 9 years?
Has he been in for 9 years already?
My goodness. I think so. So most of these dual threat quarterbacks, they start to get beat up and injured. So I think adding DJ Moore, adding Joe Brady, it could be refreshing, but I don't think they're just going to be the top dog that we once saw in this season. Oh, this is more of a growth year. This is revamping everything. Like, yes, they say, oh, we're not going to lose our offense. We're not going to lose this. Yeah, but you're bringing in different personalities too. So it's a whole different type of makeup of team. Joe Brady has to learn how to galvanize an entire group besides just the offensive side, right? And he's also got to help Josh Allen control and minimize some of the damage he can create when he decides he wants to play Superman all the time. So this could be, I think it might be a reset. Will they probably get in the wild card or 1 and 2 in their division? Probably, because it's the weakest division in the NFL. But I don't think it's just going to be such a drastic.
Wow. Weakest division in the NFL.
Tell me another one.
I mean, it's hard to beat the NFC South when you talk about weak divisions. It's hard to beat the NFC South.
Last time I checked the NFC South, didn't they go to a divisional round?
I mean, who went to the division round?
In the South? Oh, yeah, you're right.
They did. Remember, it was like 8 and 7. You had like 3 teams at 8 and 7.
They beat up on each other. I just feel like this is just the tale of two teams. And everybody else is trying to
with that. I look at Bradley Chubb, Geno Stone, Lloyd Cushenberry, maybe depth there. Geno Stone's the big acquisition to me. That hopefully a new safety. Hopefully we're going to get tougher on defense, right? The Bills need to show up the defense. As long as they keep that offensive identity, running the football, the way they did with Cook a year ago. There's, obviously some of these receivers have to step up and they have to play better. Coleman, number one, comes to mind. He has to be that guy. That's why they drafted him.
Moore just got signed there.
And that's, you know what? Thank you for reminding me. I knew they had signed a receiver. Why I couldn't think of DJ Moore, I don't know, because I loved him in Chicago. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. See, this is what I get for slipping. DJ Moore makes all the difference for the Buffalo Bills, my man. Even if the defense gives up a crazy 365 points or whatever they gave up a year ago, DJ Moore can make up for that. He did it in Chicago. He's a big play guy. He did it in Carolina. Everywhere he's gone, he's been that guy. I expect Josh Allen to have a great year. And I expect the Bills to show the Patriots exactly who's boss. 25 touchdowns last year. That's going to get better. I think the run game and the fact that they could run the ball last year kind of took those numbers down. 10 interceptions is too much. He started to be turnover Tammy. Again, we need to stop that, right? It's the only reason they lost to the Broncos was the turnovers. So you get that under control, and I think he does. I think he had a little mishap. I see the Bills contending, man. I see them right there.
You say this shit every year.
Because as long as Josh Allen is the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, the window is open.
Let it go. His
window is open.
That was last year. That was it. That was his moment to get there. And what did he do?
Because the Chiefs were down? That's why you say that?
Chiefs down, Baltimore's down, division's a little beat up, right? I think Josh Allen, that was his shot. I don't see him going.
I disagree.
I don't. We're just talking about division winners because none of them are going further than the second round. Want to bet on it?
No, I don't. I'm not going to bet.
You ain't confident in them boys. Man. Stop lying.
I'm not going to bet. Come on, man. But Josh Allen is that dude. As long as he's there, the window is open. That's what I'll say.
I got you. Well, there's some teams that are starting to re-energize, reset, right? Hire some new leadership, some new quarterback directions, right? We're talking about the Miami Dolphins in the South, right? Now, I will tell you this. McDaniel was fired, let go. Tua is gone. They brought in Troy Aikman as advisor, right? He's coming in, putting in some things. In 2024, they were 8-9. They missed the playoffs. 2025, 7-10, missed the playoffs. Mike McDaniel out. Now the key move is signing Malik Willis. I've been waiting on this.
You think that's a key move? I
don't feel very confident with the team around him. I do feel like signing Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers, can build more of a physical team. They're younger and they have more of a developmental roster. Will they be one of the top teams in the division? Probably not. But we could see a resurgence, especially trying to climb in there and battle a little bit. We know the Buffalo Bills struggle when they go to Miami. So is that going to be the same kind of thing? I think they're looking really just to build a new version of themselves from what they're used to. They traded the house to go ship Jalen Waddle off and still turned around and let Tyreek go as well. So this is you got your weapons out. This is a Malik Willis era. How long will it be? I'm not sure. I do know you have the backup sitting back there from Texas and Quinn Ewers, just in case some things happen. You still got Achane. You still got Ollie Gordon, the 2 running back system, which I actually really love. So are they going to get back to what Malik Willis does and bringing that RPO, the zone read, giving him the same type of plays that he had when he was successful in Green Bay? I think so, but did the Dolphins create a better long-term setup for a quarterback or tear too much down at once, Tim? We
got problems in Miami. Okay. First of all,
throw the siren.
I love that you are when it comes to quarterbacks, you're one of the most loyal people I know because you've been on this Malik Willis train since he was drafted. Now, to be fair, you also tend to like shorter black quarterbacks that are athletic because you identify with them. I'm fine with that. I have no problems with that. I get it.
I'm going to ride with my brothers, man.
I understand. I understand. I have never been a believer in Malik. I like Malik. He does some good things. He is super athletic. He does run a really good RPO system. I think he'd be a better off as a number 2 in Philadelphia out there behind Jalen Hurts. Here's the problem. You bring this kid, he's traveled already a little bit. He's shown some flashes in Green Bay, but now you've set him up. These are your receivers, okay? Tutu Atwell, Malik Washington, Jalen Tolbert, Terrence Marshall, I don't even know who that is, Theo Weiss Jr., Tahaj Washington, and A.J. Henning. And then some other guys you've never heard of. My point is, this dude has nothing to work with in Miami. The O-line's not very good. You've got Achane. Okay, you can run the ball maybe, but teams are going to stack the box. Teams are going to stack that box, and then your defense isn't very good. So, long-term plan, maybe. Is Jeff Hafley the answer? Honestly, I've never really heard that name talked about until he was the head coach of the Dolphins. So, I think the Dolphins are in the same boat as the team we'll talk about a little bit later, the New York Jets. I think they're just in this turmoil of nothingness for a long time to come. And I kind of feel bad for Malik because he took the money, he took the starting job because that's what he wanted. But I feel like he's in a terrible situation.
Well, I don't know if we're looking at long-term setup for him. I think this is really a 2-year trial just to kind of see how it goes. Now, he's got to show up and show out, period. But I don't think he has all of the weapons, but I think if he can establish a sustainable running game, the play action and RPOs will come into his favor. And so it's just about, hey, can you compete? Can you look good? Are we turning the ball over a lot? If we are, then in steps Quinn. I don't think this is a long-term play as much as I like Malik. I think this is probably a short-term possibility for him, maybe 2 or 3 years at best, until he can prove that he can be a franchise guy. Did he get dealt a bad hand in Tennessee? Absolutely. Tennessee was trash when he was there. But he went to Green Bay. Rebirth, right? Got to really develop as a quarterback, learn under Jordan Love. When he got in, he had 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. The guy completed over 80% of his passes. When he got the opportunity, he took advantage of it. I think that is what they're banking on as he moves forward. He's athletic enough to really help the O-line in ways. It's just how quick has his processor gotten? And the quicker his process gets, he'll be very dangerous. But until due time.
I'll say that, yeah, he did great last year. Let's remember that
2 years.
That was a playoff team that he stepped into with Green Bay when he had to step in and do good things. There was weapons. There was a lot of talent. There was a defense to back him up. I don't feel good about the Miami Dolphins as a whole, and I certainly don't feel good that Malik Willis. I kind of wish that he wouldn't have thrown himself into this situation. Like you sign this new quarterback and you let all your weapons walk out the door. It's kind of goofy to me, but that's what the Dolphins are doing. So we'll see. I think they've torn down too much, though. I think it's just too much. It's going to
take a while, man. But don't be surprised if they get off to a hot start. You haven't seen film on them. You don't understand their style at this time. So the ones that have the unknown style normally have the success in the first half of the year, first quarter at least, right? If they can come out, at least 500, they're sitting in good positions. But the bottom line is they have got to run the ball. They have to. And does that involve Malik? I think
it will.
You agree?
It has to.
So I'm excited for Malik, man. I've watched him for a long time, and I think he's got all the tools to be a great quarterback. It's just about the situation. And with Troy Aikman being there, I feel like he's just stripping everything down and doing it the way Jimmy Johnson did it back in the day. Gamble on some different things, see what happens. They need to be consistent at what they do. And I think what they can do best right now in the beginning is run the damn football with those 2 hosses back there, period.
So off subject of the entire topic of the show, but Troy Aikman going to work with or consult for the Miami Dolphins and not ever offer or been offered to do that in Dallas, and knowing that he really has some sort of feelings about the Dallas Cowboys. What does that say? When you've won 3 Super Bowls, you are the guy, right? The city loves you. You're the anointed son, Troy Aikman, and you go to work with Miami Dolphins. What's that tell you about the Dallas Cowboys organization right now as they sit?
Well, it's Jerry's world or no world. I mean, that's how it goes. That's how it's operated for years. They have the credibility with winning 3 Super Bowls. When you win 3 Super Bowls, man, can't nobody tell you shit.
Bro,
Especially if you're an owner.
When they won 3 Super Bowls, I had hair, and I had all my joints were mine, and my bladder worked really good, and my gallbladder didn't want to quit. I mean, things were different when they won 3 Super Bowls. So.
I think I was still in like kitty draws.
Jeez.
When last time y'all were at least halfway decent.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was still eating cereal and Fruit Loops.
And we were both pissing ourselves, but you were a baby and I was because of alcohol intake. So they were, we were.
I used to pee in the bed when y'all were good.
we were at different levels. Okay.
God, speaking of this team coming up,
it's been a long time. Let's talk about this. Speaking of pissing on themselves, the New England Patriots, who peed down their own leg in the Super Bowl, they're coming off obviously a 14-3. What a turnaround! We'll give them that. They went from 4-13 to 14-3 in 1 year. Granted, there was a lot going on last year in their favor, but you can see the stats on the screen. They were second in scoring, fourth in points allowed, so that comes up good. But we didn't think they had any competition in those playoffs, right? And then you go to play the AFC title game, and Bo Nix is hurt, and all of a sudden you've got to play against Jared Stidham, and they had the weakest schedule in the league. That was well documented. So were the Patriots for real last year, and with the few changes that they made, primarily Romeo Dobbs, that's a big change. Garrett Bradbury is entered the chat. Verrier Tucker has entered the chat in New England. They feel like they have enough. What is Drake Maye the guy? Is he the best quarterback in that division? Was that real last year, or was that a mirage for Patriots fans?
He's not the best quarterback in the division, but he did a damn good job. I mean, 31-8, you can't deny that.
He didn't turn the ball over.
Yards. I mean, look, and he did what he needed to do. I think Drake's got a lot of promise, but I think this was also a very strange season for them. I'm not buying it because I don't think they have the mentality set in yet. Yes, Mike Vrabel has a mentality, even though his off the fields are a little questionable, and that could probably sprinkle into the locker room a little bit with morale as far as loyalty. So I look at it this way. It's time to show who you really are, Drake Maye, because in that Super Bowl, brother, that wasn't it, man. That was not it.
Question?
That was trash. All above.
You brought up Mike Vrabel. I need to ask a question. Why was Sharon Moore fired and Mike Vrabel still has a job? They both did the same thing. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just asking.
We know why.
They both did the same. Now, granted, Mike Vrabel didn't go to his girlfriend's house and threaten to kill her. So there's that. Like that's. I didn't do it. But that seems now that story's been blown out of proportion, right? Anyway, I'm just saying it's a little weird that there's been no discussion that we know of or that we've heard about of Mike Vrabel being asked to relinquish his duties in New England. But if it was another coach, I believe this, and I usually don't buy into this very much. I feel like, especially in the NFL and sports, things of that nature, people are treated fairly evenly. But if this was a black head coach in New England, I don't feel like this is flying very far because of how deep this story has gotten. Right? So I don't know. What are we doing?
Listen, I'll be honest with you. You can do whatever you want to do behind closed doors and whatnot, but when exposed and you take a hiatus for the draft, try to avoiding questions, just face it like a man. Don't duck behind a phone. Talk to the people. It's a reflection of your team.
Bro, her son's name is Michael.
But I heard she named him after his brother. Now, I don't know the full sources, but what I can tell you is that man owes that team an apology because it's a distraction, and he knows damn well that organization is not about distractions.
Correct. And that's my next point. How much does that distraction, because right now it's been a little quiet, but you don't think in July when training camp kicks off that this is a topic of conversation?
It's going to have to be.
Drake Maye has asked about this in the locker room.
Yeah.
I mean,
now this literally turns from the focus on last season or this upcoming season, and it turns to his point on his actual personal life. You have to separate the two. And what he should have did, he should have addressed that immediately so we can move forward. Now we still haven't moved forward. We're still tucking our tails and ducking and not facing under confrontation. To me,
facts.
If I'm the owner, you're gone, bro. You had an opportunity to talk about it. You had an opportunity to talk about it, talk to your team, talk to the media. Hey, do what you do in a personal life, but when it starts to affect our in-house as our organization, and the Patriots have known to have controversial situations throughout their entire 25 years of winning. And now it's another opportunity where, hey, man, let me just go and let's just get this out the way. After this announcement, I don't want to hear nothing about it. That's all you had to do.
Well,
nobody
unfortunately,
cares what you
folks,
do in your personal life, but it's becoming a distraction.
We may not be here very much longer. New York Jets 632 says Roger Goodell is going to shut us down. I don't know if Roger Goodell knows we exist, but if he does, hi, Roger. It's good to see you. You're doing a great job. New York Jets fan says we're about to get canceled by the NFL for the Mike Vrabel conversation. He's protected. He's protected.
Whatever.
He's in a protected class.
Yeah, your organization needs to be flushed because you ain't done shit in 50 years.
Hey, I think he's on our side. Don't be mean to the Jets fan. I think he's on our – hey, Jets, Jets.
Hell
Don't
no.
be mean to the Jets fan. In fact, let's get into the Jets. Oh, he said after the siren. Okay. That's hilarious. That's what it did sound like, too.
Hey, man, it's all love, Jets fan. You're a real loyal fan if you can stay with that damn team forever.
I've been to a Jets game, right?
Lord,
and I'm going to say this. One of the most fun environments and fans I've ever been around. They are very angry. They're a very angry fan base at their own team. They talk shit to their own team. I love it. I had the best time, right? I went to go see Aaron Rodgers. Unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers had gotten hurt a couple weeks earlier, so he didn't play. But anyway, it was fun. I will say MetLife is the worst stadium I've been in to get out of to get home. Yeah, exactly. MetLife is the worst stadium in the NFL when it comes to trying to get out of there. It took us 2 hours to get – because anyway, long story. I think we have it probably in the archives, but New York Jets, let's see, Jets, I think FL 632, thank you for tuning in. And I hope Roger knows who we are, though, honestly. That'd be great. We just want to be invited to something. Just invite us somewhere. But let's get into the Jets. Because Aaron Glenn, new head coach, only went 3-14 last year, was a little aggressive at the podium, kind of sounded like the player in him, which I loved. I really like Aaron Glenn, but he's going to do things his way. I think we've seen that. We lost Brandon. Brandon's gone. Brandon's back. Probably had to, I don't know what he was doing. I don't want to say. But anyway, they've done a few things in the offseason. Primarily got rid of Justin Fields. Walked him out the door. That was their franchise guy. Aaron Glenn said, no, sir. He drafted Cade Klubnik this year. They brought in Geno Smith, who before day one of minicamp has been named the starter for the Jets. It's a little crazy. New York Jets, Florida 632. What do you think about Geno Smith as your starter? Brandon, I'll go to you, obviously. Where are you at? With Justin Fields out the door, you've got a new defensive coordinator in the room, in Brian Duker, I think is how you say his name. Geno Smith coming off a year where he threw 17 interceptions to just 19 touchdowns. Every other pass seemingly was intercepted in Las Vegas last year. It wasn't a good showing for Geno. Maybe his worst year ever, right? We like Geno Smith until last year.
Geno, man.
He took up permanent residence in the garbage juice a year ago.
I will say about Geno, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And what a good story he could put together this year and shock everyone. from the team that drafted him and let his ass go because he got punched in the jaw by his teammate. And then you come back and you resurrect and give the Jets at least 6 to 7 wins. New York Jets, FL 632. Wouldn't you love to have 6 wins? When's the last time you had 6 wins?
Hey, New York Jets says all he has to do is play as good as Rodgers and manage the game.
That's it.
Wow.
Tell them like it is. New York Jets,
but do the Jets have enough around Geno Smith?
I think they do.
If he drives the bus and doesn't crash, do they contend in that division?
Yes, this division is open. But I will say they drafted pretty damn good.
Do you like Cade? Do you like Cade Klubnik?
I like Cade for coming in and being serviceable, but right now giving Cade the keys, no. Not right now. Not right now. Yes, she was a 4-year starter at Clemson. I'm always worried about that offense in Clemson. Just never translates good to the NFL in year one. But I will say the guy's a competitor. The guy's a leader. The guy makes plays. He can use his legs. And he is, I will say, I'm not going to say a winner. But back in Texas high school football, that boy got down. That was a good player.
Okay.
He got down. Now, Geno Smith, just take advantage of your opportunity, man. That's all I ask. He spins the ball just as good as anyone in the NFL. Anyone. But minimize the mistakes. New York Jets, FL 632 says 7 is our floor. Shit, I don't think it's a damn shit.
Okay, that's the floor. So you expect 7 wins.
I don't even know you can win, brother.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I give you 6 wins, 3rd in the division.
Third. Okay. Yeah, that probably. I think they are better than the Dolphins for sure.
I'll give you 6. They're probably going to get a shitty schedule and have an opportunity to win some games.
I like the Jets. My mom.
I like their colors.
My mom's favorite uniform in the NFL was the New York Jets back in the day, and she had a big crush on Gastineau for some reason. That dude used to kill quarter. Yeah, do you remember Mark? No, you don't remember Mark Gastineau.
I do. He had the sack record, right? Was he the sack record?
Yes.
And he confronted Brett Favre. I remember that.
He was a beast, man.
Man.
That's back when steroids were okay. You could do whatever you wanted.
And they do it now. They just call it a different thing.
That's right. They call it HGH. So whatever. Okay. Quarterback rankings, best setup for success. I've got Josh Allen, Drake Maye. I'm going to change up this order here. I'm going to say Geno Smith, and then Malik Willis is last, in my opinion.
I agree.
Do you agree with that whole list?
I do. I don't rank them from a quarterback perspective, but best setup for success, yes. I mean, I think Josh Allen has his OC, his guy, right? You just added another piece. You have the leading rusher in the league on your side. You have 2 great serviceable tight ends who could potentially be Pro Bowl players if they actually stayed healthy. The Jets QB room, I think that's good because you got Garrett Wilson. You got another kid out of Indiana. You got a few of these other guys. You got 2 great, solid tight ends that are coming your way. But Malik Willis, man, it's just kind of an uphill battle because we don't know what we don't know. You got rid of Tyreek Hill, Dolphins, and you also traded the house. You traded Jalen Waddle away for a lot. So it's just a matter of time. But I'm going to say, Malik Willis doesn't have the best setup for success right now. The only thing that's successful for him right now is the weather in Miami.
That is nice weather. So when we look at this division,
wins, home field advantage.
If I'm going to pick winners today without, going through preseason and without, let's just assume everyone's healthy, right? Josh Allen doesn't break anything during the year. I look for the Bills to win this division, the Patriots to come in a solid second, with the Jets at third, the Dolphins at the last. The surprise could be that the Jets hop over the Patriots as they have a slump coming off losing the Super Bowl, as we see oftentimes. So those are my picks with the one caveat. There could be a surprise in there. What do you think?
I think the Bills are going to take this top spot. Surprisingly, I hate to say this, I think the Jets may do something. Just depends on how the schedule's laid out, right? The Patriots go from one of the sorriest schedules to one of the hardest schedules. And now they're faced with all this off-the-field BS. I think they take a step back and fall third in the division with the Jets climbing up and the Dolphins right now. We just don't know what we don't know. I'm not going to put too much stock into it until I at least get through 6 games. But I think the Jets, athletically, they have a real good chance because they're scary. They are scary from a defensive line perspective and defense. I think the Patriots take a step back due to the off-the-field mess. I do.
Okay. It could happen. It could happen.
No shade, Lo, but your team is – I'm just playing.
If you're drafting one AFC East situation right now that's going to sustain you for the next 3 years, are you taking Josh Allen in Buffalo or are you taking Drake Maye in New England?
Josh Allen.
My man. I was afraid because you said the window was closing. So I wasn't sure where you were going to go.
It's closing until it's like, listen, there's some of these players, especially these quarterbacks, that time's running out. And you got to be desperate. You got to play with that PhD, pissed off, hungry, and desperate. You got to get to the dance. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. It's Super Bowl or bust, sadly, for them. And for some other teams, it's Super Bowl or bust.
We have another Jets fan. Mike Rubo 1726 says the Jets are the sleeper team. Rightfully so, but watch out.
They drafted so well.
They listen, it sounds to me like Jets fans really believe in Aaron Glenn. It sounds to me like you believe in Aaron Glenn, that you think Aaron Glenn was the right guy. They're going to have 3 number 1 picks next year. Wow. So maybe it's the Jets situation you want to be a part of with 3 number 1 picks coming up next year. These Jets fans know what's going on.
Nah, the Jets are the Jets.
Give me Josh Allen in
the new renovated stadium and keep plugging away. I think the Bills they're going to be destined for success.
The Jets,
if Brady becomes a good head coach.
If the Jets want to have success, they need to break away from MetLife Stadium. They need to stop sharing the stadium with the New York Giants. They need to get their own stadium because that MetLife is cursed. No one's ever going to win in that stadium, ever. See, they mimic the roster the Lions have, is what Mike says, which makes sense. Aaron Glenn coming from that organization, it makes sense that he would kind of copy the blueprint. So, but I'll say what the Jets don't have is Jared Goff. So until they get a Jared Goff, I don't know. And Geno Smith could be a poor man's Jared Goff if they can run the ball well. We'll see. Well, that's where we are with the AFC East. It's going to be another fun season in the AFC East. We're going to get into UFL Week 7 scores. We had some tight games this week in the UFL, including an overtime win for the Stallions in what was a 5th straight victory for the Storm. Let's get into it. The Battlehawks of St. Louis beat the Columbus Aviators 31-20. The Battlehawks moved to 5-2 behind a balanced attack and a strong debut from quarterback Perez. Perez back on the field. He was, if I'm not mistaken, he was the quarterback of Arlington of Dallas last year, and now they've got the new quarterback
championship with Arlington.
Off to St. Louis, gets a big win. Louisville Kings beat the DC Defenders. Only the second loss for the Defenders since opening week, 30-13, which is kind of surprising considering how the Defenders have been playing. The Kings snapped the Defenders' 5-game winning streak. They scored 27 unanswered points in the second half. Chandler Rogers, quarterback of the Kings, was the big star of that one. And again, kind of surprising, especially because the Defenders just came off a game where they actually shut out Dallas for an entire half the week before. So we're seeing some good football is where I'm getting at in the UFL. The Birmingham Stallions, 21.
They got the first win.
17. Yes, they did.
Second win.
That was obviously that was the overtime win. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who was just recently in the NFL, leads the Stallions in a comeback victory in overtime.
I like that. Get some of these guys in there, man. Let them get some reps.
Right?
They're not going to play. Yeah.
Reps.
Let them play.
Reps. There's a few guys in the NFL right now that should go play in the UFL.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying that.
There's nothing wrong with it. Like, go get reps.
Reps. Anyway, I was about to say something really stupid. I'm not going to
say that. Next.
I'm not going to say it. Orlando Storm, 24. Houston Gamblers, 23. The Storm
Man,
secure their
dog
5th
collar rating.
consecutive win. Bro, this Orlando Storm is pretty good. They're an expansion team.
They're
5
rolling,
wins
dog.
in a row.
They're rolling. They're
Woo!
rolling.
And Jake Plummer, quarterback. That name sounds familiar.
Hey,
That's not
Jack.
the Jake Plummer. I'm
Jake.
sorry, Jack.
Jake
If I could read what I'm trying to write, I remember Jake Plummer. Do you remember Jake Plummer?
Hell yeah. Jake the
Okay.
Snake from
This
Arizona
is Jack
State.
Plummer. Maybe
Jake
they're
the
related.
Snake from
How
Arizona
many
State.
Plummers
Went
can
to
there
the
be?
Cardinals, went to
Is
the
Jack Plummer
Broncos.
the son of Jake Plummer?
I don't know.
Is that possible?
Maybe.
Does our producer know? I'm going to look it up right now. Jack Plummer.
Jack Plummer with the touchdown. I just remember Jake the Snake, man. They used to call him Jake the Snake.
Sadly, there's no story here. He is not related.
Sounded
He is not
good.
related. That took me 2 seconds on Google. So, in short, the Orlando Storm 5-2 extend their winning streak to 5 games. The St. Louis Battlehawks improved to 5-2. The DC Defenders are 5-2. Boy, we're gonna have some great football down the stretch.
The coin toss.
I'm sorry. It says the DC Defenders, I have in my notes, fell to 6-1, but I believe that they are actually 5-2. I could be wrong about that, but I thought they lost opening weekend. But again, I could be wrong. But we're going to move on. Jordan, by the way, Temu, best quarterback in the league, in my opinion, had still 353 yards in the air. So he's still doing his thing. Sadly, the defense just had a little bit of a low, it seems like, that day. That's about it for this week's show. You got anything coming up this weekend, Brandon? Anything
Coming up this weekend, the last baseball game of the year for my little guy. He hit a home run last week, which was really cool. A little inside the park. He's got 2 this year, and he got the call to move up to coach pitch.
Oh my! He got the call. Hello.
We're going to the league, guys. We're in the show now, so he's really happy about that. It's just really just a weekend with family. Not gonna golf, not gonna do anything. Just kind of doing that. Maybe go see Michael Jackson movie twice.
You're gonna see that again. You love that movie.
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite movies. And I didn't think I would say that. But that is one of the best movies I've seen.
Did you
Just
watch
because I'm such an MJ fan.
We talked about this yesterday. Did you watch the roast of Kevin Hart last night?
I have not. Is it funny?
Okay. I watched a lot of it. Some of it was funny. Some of it was just cool. I fast forwarded after Chelsea Handler went up, and I missed the Cat Williams. I'm going to go back to watch the Cat Williams portion. But I wanted to see The Rock, and The Rock came out, and he had a big to-do, and
Final Boss Rock. That's who they got that night.
The Rock was awesome. The Rock was awesome. There was some good parts.
He was not Dwayne Johnson that night. He was The Rock.
Yeah, he was awesome. Tom Brady coming out at the very beginning was pretty cool. Okay. He went in pretty hard on old Kevin. But it was a fun night. It was a fun night, and amazing. How big of a star some of these people like Kevin Hart is. But anyway, this weekend on Sunday, I'm going to be performing once again stand-up comedy at Dallas Comedy Club. Now, this isn't I'm making it out to be a big thing. It's actually, this is not me in a showcase or anything. I haven't been hired to do a show there. This is my wife sent me through the class for stand-up comedy. I've done a couple of open mics. I did one a couple of weeks ago at Turning Point where we actually had a live crowd, and that was a lot of fun. I think we've got a clip, but I'm doing live graduation show. I get to right here. Here we go. I'm going to shut up. Things are going great because here I am doing stand-up comedy. That's a rough one. But is anybody else in here in sales? Raise your hand if you're sales of any kind. Okay, we got one guy. You're going to understand exactly where I'm going with this. Sales is a lot of no, a lot of projection, right? Much like dating, sales is a numbers game. I personally had to sift through a lot of no's to get to a yes. And persistence is what is the key in the end. For example, I was dating in the 90s. Before cell phones and social media, you got a landline. If you don't know what a landline is, you can Google that on your way home, but looks like this crowd knows what landlines are. Yeah. Now, when you get the landline, you don't know when that person's going to be home. So for me, I thought persistence is the key. So I'm going to call. And I'm going to call. And I'm going to call till you answer, or I get the dreaded do-do-do. The number you're home is disconnected. And I knew it was a good deal, but I had to try. What I learned in my dating life was everything I needed to learn in sales. I learned how to prospect. I learned how to overcome objections and rejection, a lot of rejection. I learned how to get to the close. Sometimes I would cheat. I'd go out on ladies' night. In the sales world, we call that low-hanging fruit. That's just a little clip of the
good,
set.
Man.
Yeah, man, I've really enjoyed it. Like I said, my wife set me up for this introductory class. I've been taking this class with a comedian. Her name is Megan King. She is a working comic. She's open for people like Dave Chappelle. So it's been great to learn under her. And Sunday, 5 o'clock, if you're in Dallas and you want to see the QB Huddle live on stage, at least one of them, I'll be there, 5 o'clock. I know that you're going to be there, Brandon.
Hey, shout out to you, man. Yeah, I'll be there. But special shout out to you, man. That ain't easy to get up there and do that. And you hear the pause in the video, but then you collect yourself and get right back in it. That pause probably would have freaked me out. I was like, wait, nobody's laughing. I got to make something up. But you did really good at holding it, controlling. Like, that was pretty good, man. So kudos to you.
Thank you for talking about the pause because the pause was after the setup. I wasn't expecting a laugh. I paused to make you go, what's he about to say? What's about to come?
Okay.
Because what I was doing wrong was I would memorize my set, and it's different to be funny, with your friends on the golf course. And I would memorize the set, which is really hard for me to memorize shit like that. And I'd get up and then I would just throw up the set. I would do no pausing. I'm just getting through it because I need to get through it. I need to remember everything. And so I wouldn't emphasize the punchlines. I wasn't delivering them well enough. And so my teacher was like, hey, if you just pause, it's going to change for you. And so thanks to her, I did that at Turning Point the next week, which was there. And I got a lot of feedback from comedians. And I had one comedian actually call my teacher to tell her how much he enjoyed it. So
cool.
Kudos to Megan King, though. She's awesome. YouTuber, TikToker. She's awesome. And it's been a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to all my friends and my wife. I would say family, but it's just my wife coming to watch this show Sunday, 5 o'clock. Be there if you can. And I'll be back at Turning Point, or I should be back at Turning Point on June 5th. But that's where we are. And I think that's going to do it for us, Brandon, unless you have any final words for the QB Huddle podcast today.
I have nothing. This division is poo. I wish you fans well.
Okay, well, all right. I don't know how to follow that up. We'll be back.
Can't wait to go to the NFC East or West.
Where are we going? We're going NFC West next week?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll take a stroll up NFC North. That's a pretty good division.
Well, we're not going to do the North yet. We can't do the North yet. We got to wait till Robert Kent is available because he is a Lions fan, and we're going to bring him in for that one.
Only know one Lions fan in my life, and that's him.
So I guess we're going to NFC West next week, which is Brandon's honey hole. You should know that division better than anyone, and we should have a lot of fun. This is not a 49ers show. Let's remember that. This is a NFC West show as a whole, but we know how much you love your 49ers. I can't be mad at it. We'll see if we have any guests or not. I don't know. I don't know who else is a fan of that division. Do you know anybody that's a fan of that division?
I got a couple Seahawk fans.
Oh boy, that's what we need. We need some counterbalance. We need some counterbalance in here. Rams fans, where are you at
right now? We got a couple Rams fans. I'm pretty salty about that. That's just
you should be. You
should
should
do that last.
You let Seattle win a Super Bowl on in your stadium. That's embarrassing.
That, okay?
That's awful. That's terrible.
Yeah.
You know what? As long as the Bears don't have a dome,
they got though.
As long as the Bears don't have a dome, I'll never have to say that somebody won a Super Bowl in Chicago that wasn't the Bears.
Oh, it's coming. They're gonna move to Indiana on your ass.
That'd be terrible.
You're gonna be the Indiana Bears.
Gary, Indiana Bears. You know what? Gary already had a team called the Indiana Bears. I scored a touchdown on them. So my producer was there.
I need film, Tim. I don't need this black and white film.
No, they didn't make film back then.
Where it goes like.
Hold on, Mark's gonna tell you a story.
I saw it. I was there.
He was there.
There it is.
I saw the touchdown with my own two eyes.
Bro, was it a dot?
It was a slant.
No, it was nice. It was a slant over the middle, like shook a tackle at his feet, and then broke off. And like I've been his best friend for life, and he gets to the end zone, and then he loses his damn mind. Like
Did he get thrown out the game?
Nah, wouldn't dap me up? Wouldn't it?
I didn't celebrate with Mark. I just went crazy.
His damn mind.
My man blacked out.
Yeah, he went in the end zone, then went into a different zone.
Yes.
I saw it. That was his first touchdown.
Bro, I had been so close so many times, and the grass was as long as our ankles, so I couldn't see my feet. So I wasn't sure I was in the end zone. I couldn't really tell where it was. I just waited to see the fat ass ref in the back put his hands up, and I was like, "Yes! Oh my God, it's a touchdown! This is amazing!" With you know what? I think I was in short cleats. I think I was. I probably was. We all were. What do you mean?
Not me. I had black high tops.
There you go. With the screw.
That's right. That's right.
My man came in with those sharks. Heavy ass shoes.
They were heavy. I couldn't afford much else, bro. Come on now. I was poor. Mark knows.
We're playing on a semi-pro football budget, which is $0.
$0.
Yeah.
We got paid.
$0.
And I had like 4 jobs and still didn't make any money.
Man, I remember those days. When you get tacos for $1.
Yeah, what do you think was post-game meal? Taco Bell, 100 tacos, please.
Seriously. Got to carb and protein up.
Yeah, give me 10 tacos for $3.50.
That's right.
Right. Well, hey, Mark, thanks for producing our show. FanStream Sports. Make sure you catch all the content on their page. We are a proud member of that network. Make sure you go follow FanStream Sports. Follow us. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to see you next Tuesday to talk about the NFC Worst or the NFC West as it is. It's probably the toughest division in football.
The best division in football.
Yeah. Whatever.
Rams, Niners, and Seahawks. That is next week.
Until next Tuesday, keep those chains moving. We'll be seeing you Sunday, hopefully.